How many people have gone through losing someone or something that was really special to them? Now, how many people have been told that they can't do something even though it's their favorite thing to do? When playing sports, there are many consequences that come with playing. All sports come with the risk of getting injured. In the year 2004, the ex-hockey player of New Jersey Devils, Scott Stevens, had to stop playing the thing he loved because he had too many concussions during his career and suffered from post-concussion syndrome. At the age of 41, Scott Stevens was told that he needed to stop the thing he loved the most because of the amount of concussions he had throughout his career. Scott either risked his mental health or didn't. By hanging up his skates, he made the right decision, even though it was a hard one, to stop playing, not risking his health. Stages one goes through after being told they are injured. Step 1, denial. The action of declaring something to be untrue. One who gets diagnosed with being injured or not being able to play again goes through this stage as step 1. One who gets diagnosed goes through denying and refusing that they are injured and cannot play again. At this time, they attempt to play again, refusing the advice the doctor has given, maybe even telling them that the doctor is wrong. Step 2, depression. When getting to the second stage of being diagnosed with not being able to play again, the individual becomes depressed. The thought of not being able to play their favorite sport puts them into a constant state of being sad and the thought of feeling empty. One who loses something special to them can become irritable or frustrated and can even get angry at small things. Step 3, isolation. If a family member or doctor announces the news to the individual that they cannot play their favorite sport anymore, the individual tends to be angry with them, maybe thinking that it's their fault they can't play or doesn't want to speak to them. At the second stage of being diagnosed, one might isolate their family member or doctor, physiotherapist, because they are upset / depressed / angry with their decision. Step 4, acceptance. The individual finally understands and accepts the fact that they are not going to be able to play again, and it's not anyone's fault. They realize it's okay to be upset that they can't play again, but they shouldn't be mad at others because of the situation they are in. After being diagnosed and going through the stages of denial, making it seem like nothing happened, and that they are okay and still play, they go into a stage of depression that could or could not be permanent. The individual becomes angry for little things and are irritable and frustrated with others for no reason. After having the feeling of being empty and losing everything, one can go through the stage of isolation. They isolate people who are trying to help them get through the situation they are in, thinking that it is their fault this is happening. In the end, some people accept what has happened to them, knowing that it's perfectly okay to be sad, and others don't get to the stage, still being frustrated with others and denying the problem they have right in front of them. Examples of athletes, their sport, and what injury that ended their career. There are 9 main mental skills to have a successful pre- and post-surgery. Before going into a surgery, an individual should choose and maintain a positive attitude. Maintain a high level of self-motivation. Set high realistic goals. Deal effectively with people. Use a positive self-talk. Use positive mental imagery. Manage anxiety effectively. Manage their emotions effectively. Maintain concentration. I think by having this positive mindset going into the surgery and when coming out, the person's recovery will be easier to handle. Depending on the injury and the surgery, the recovery time fluctuates. Typically, a recovery period is 6 to 9 months, or in other cases, a year and a bit. Every day, one's recovery is completely different from the next. One day can be the best day ever, and you think you can conquer the whole entire world, and the others where you can't do anything and you're like a bump on a log. There's going to be those days where all you want to do is cry because you feel like you're going nowhere, and then that you're never going to be able to do anything ever again. Or days that are going to be special to you because you feel like you're improving. The most important thing for someone who has just gone through a major surgery is to keep positive with themselves and never forget why they're doing what they are doing. I know from personal experience that going through the recovery stage is absolutely terrible. I just wanted to bawl my eyes out because I couldn't even do simple things like walking up and down my stairs. Times where I questioned myself why I wanted to keep pushing and get back to where I was. I wanted to keep pushing. I remember asking myself, why was I chosen to be injured and go through this? Why couldn't it have been someone else? Then I went to the positive side of it and kept saying to myself, by going through recovery, even though I am weak now, in the future I will be stronger than I ever was before. Every day through my recovery stage is to make me stronger and one day get me back on the field, playing the sport that I love. Luckily for me, my injury wasn't as severe that I needed to stop playing forever, but I needed some time to regroup and be stronger. Every day of recovery is a roller coaster ride, not only for me, but for everyone that goes through it. The key is to keep pushing through all of the ups and downs and remember the days where you were playing and how much you loved it. Push through the pain and thoughts that run through your head, telling yourself to stop and quit. Push to feel that feeling you had while playing. Push for who you were on that field.